Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into a company that's probably in your wallet right now, Mastercard. And believe me, this isn't just about tapping to pay for coffee. It's a story about a high-stakes battle for the very future of money.
Okay, let's just jump right in. What if I told you that behind that familiar, everyday logo, there's a financial titan facing a threat so big it could literally make them obsolete? So, before we get to the scary stuff, you have to understand the sheer scale of this company. I mean, we're not just talking about a big business here. We're talking about a genuine juggernaut, a true pillar of the entire global financial system. Get this. In just the last 3 months of 2025, Mastercard pulled in $8.8 billion in revenue. And that's not for the whole year. That's just one quarter. The numbers are just staggering. And they're not just coasting either. That huge number represents an 18% jump in growth compared to the year before. Now, for a company this big and established to be growing that fast, it's almost unheard of. And make no mistake, this is a global empire. That little logo you see everywhere, it operates in over 210 countries and territories, moving trillions upon trillions of dollars around the planet every single year. But, even a powerhouse like this has vulnerabilities. And for Mastercard, these cracks are coming from two places: a really dominant rival and some very, very watchful regulators. Okay, so here's the first crack in that armor. Just look at this gap. In the US market, which is the biggest in the world, Visa isn't just a little bit ahead. They're nearly 3 times bigger than Mastercard. That's a massive hill to climb. And this chart just lays out the rivalry perfectly. Visa's got the fortress, right? They have overwhelming scale, market dominance, more than double the number of cards out there. But look closer at that growth rate. Mastercard is the challenger, and they're growing way faster, constantly nipping at their heels. And it's not just about Visa. All around the world, governments are taking a hard look at their core business model, those tiny little interchange fees they charge on every single swipe. Plus, and this is a really crucial point, Mastercard doesn't actually have a direct relationship with you or the store you shop at. The banks do. Mastercard is just the powerful and potentially vulnerable middleman. But the biggest challenge, the one that keeps executives up at night, it isn't a rival and it isn't a regulator. It's a fundamental tectonic shift in how money itself moves around the world. I want you to think about it like this. Mastercard's network has always been like a private toll road for money. For every car or transaction that uses it, they take a small fee. Well, these new real-time payment systems are like a brand new, free, public superhighway being built right next to it. It lets money go straight from one bank to another, instantly, cutting Mastercard out of the picture entirely. And hey, this isn't some science fiction idea for the future. It is happening right now. In India, a system called UPI is already handling more than 16 billion with a B transactions a month, completely bypassing the card networks. And the killer feature? For most users, it's completely free. And it's the exact same story down in Brazil. Their Pix system now handles over 5 billion transfers every month. They're instant, they work 24/7, and yep, you guessed it, they cut Mastercard completely out of the loop. And now this threat is landing right on Mastercard's home turf. The US government's own FedNow service is bringing this exact model to their single most important market. It's providing the rails for instant direct bank-to-bank payments. The superhighway is officially open for business in America. So let's be real. If your entire business model, taking a tiny slice of every transaction, is under a direct, full-scale assault, what's the escape plan? How does a giant like this even begin to pivot? All right, let's get into their counter strategy, because they are not standing still. The plan, basically, is to build a whole new, much more resilient business right on top of the old one. So it's really a three-pronged attack. First, they're going after the huge business-to-business payments market, which, believe it or not, is still run on old-school paper checks and wires. Second, they're doubling down on what they call value-added services, things like cybersecurity and data analytics. And third, they're using their absolute mountain of data to build a world-class AI engine to fight fraud. So the strategy, when you boil it all down, is to totally shift their identity. They want to become so indispensable for their data insights, their security tools, and their fraud detection that companies will happily pay them for that expertise, no matter if a payment happens on their card network or on a new system like FedNow. It's about selling smarts, not just swipes.
And all of this brings us to the core tension at the heart of Mastercard's story today. It's this fascinating battle between an amazing present and a very uncertain future. It puts them in such a strange and fascinating position. On one hand, right now, business is absolutely booming. 18% revenue growth, a 22% explosion in those crucial new services. They are firing on all cylinders. But on the other hand, that long-term threat is very real, and it is genuinely existential. It's a true race against time.
So ultimately, the real question here isn't about their next earnings report. It's whether their entire business model can pivot fast enough to outrun this massive wave of disruption. It really leaves you wondering, what will the future of payments and that card in your wallet truly look like?